Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to the Friday Five. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 products that I purchased recently that I can't stop using, and I'm just obsessed with them already, even though I've only been using them for a few weeks. So I couldn't wait to share them with you. Some of them are brand new to me. Other ones I've owned in the past and just recently repurchased them and fell in love with them all over again. So why don't we go ahead and just jump right in and get started. So the first one actually isn't one product, it's a whole collection, and that is this new Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless collection. There's 4 different palettes in here, and I showed these in my Sunday haul. I showed swatches of one of the palettes, live swatches, and was super impressed when I initially swatched them. But oh my gosh, ever since I've been using these palettes, and I've been using them pretty much every single day, I've just fallen in love with them so much. And they're $15 each. They recently just launched at Ulta this week as well, so I purchased them from the Makeup Revolution website. They came out there a while ago, but they're just now launching here in the US at Ulta, so you definitely don't want to miss these because they are fantastic. So I'll just go through each one with you and then show you some swatches of each. And I have to say the formula on these is like no other formula that I've ever seen from Makeup Revolution. I do like their palettes overall. I think they're really, really good for the price usually, especially the Reloaded collection, but I've never fallen in love with their palettes as much as these, especially because I feel like these compete with high-end palettes. They're not just good for the price, they're just good in general. So what I love about the formula of these is not just the high pigmentation, but the fact that they have almost zero fallout. The mattes pick up so well with a brush, which is really rare for a shadow that's not super powdery. And I feel like that's such a rare thing because usually really densely packed eyeshadows are a little more difficult to pick up and blend. These blend beautifully, they pick up really easily, but they're not powdery. So it's kind of amazing actually. And then the shimmer shades are like one of the most buttery, most smooth formulas I have ever felt. There's no crumbliness to them, there's no chunkiness. They're just like liquid metal going on. They're so smooth and so beautiful. Let me just quickly show you an example on my hand just so you can see how they go on in case you missed my Sunday haul, because like watch how smooth and buttery these are. They just glide across the skin. The pigmentation is absolutely outstanding. I'm just obsessed with them. I cannot get over it. Let me just show you another shade here. I mean, this is the Optimum palette. I think this one is probably my favorite out of all of them just because it has these really beautiful earthy tones. But I mean, just look at how smoothly these glide on. They're incredible. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you each palette up close and then show you some swatches. So the first one, I'll just start with this one. This is Optimum, and this one is overall more of earthy tones. Like I said, you have some warm tones and some cool tones in here, and I think that's one thing I love about this range in general. Most of the palettes seem to have a really nice mix of both warm and cool shades that you can choose from in here. And each palette contains 18 shades as well, so you have a lot to pick from for $15. So as you can see, this one is just really, really beautiful and one of my favorites for sure. And then the next one I'm going to show you is Unconditional Love, and this one is just kind of more romantic shades. You have your pinks and purples with also a lot of neutrals in here. Again, both warm and cool shades, and I absolutely love this one as well. I wore this one the other day in my last video that I did on the YouTube Q&A, and I just love this one as well. This is another favorite, I think. Next up we have Constellation, and Constellation is more of your bright colors, your smokier shades. It also has a couple of neutrals though thrown in, so it's really easy to create a whole look with this. Because you do have a couple of transition shades in here, you also have some deeper neutrals like a smoky gray, a deeper brown, so I do really like this palette as well. And I think for a really bright palette, I am glad that they added some neutrals in, because a lot of times really bright palettes don't have the neutrals and I end up having to go reach into another palette just to get like more of a neutral base. And then the last palette is Decadence, and this one I would say is the only one that's mostly warm toned, but it is a really beautiful palette if you love warm neutrals. And again, the formula is just so amazing. If you love warm tone looks, I think this one is a really great option as well. So when I was looking at these palettes, I was kind of thinking that they reminded me a little bit of some Anastasia palettes, and then I thought back and I thought, you know, they already have some Anastasia dupes in their Reloaded collection. They have Soft Glam, a Modern Renaissance dupe. I know they have a Subculture one. So I was thinking these probably are not dupes, but the Constellation one in particular was reminding me a lot of Riviera. So I dug out my Riviera palette just to compare them, and I wanted to show you these side by side because there are a lot of really, really similar shades. You have that hot pink in there that jumped out at me. You also have that really bright turquoise blue shimmer that's the same. You have the deep matte brown as well. the shimmery yellow shade, you have the shimmery bronze. So there's really a lot of similarities between the two, but they're not exact dupes, because the Constellation palette is missing, for example, that matte mustardy yellow shade. It's also missing kind of that rosy shimmer and also the matte ivory shade, which I feel like is really essential to a lot of different looks. It also doesn't have that Mediterranean shade, which is that really beautiful cornflower blue shimmer, but it does have a lot of additional shades as well. It has more shades in here. You have 18 versus 14, but if you're looking at the Riviera palette, I think this is a really great option, and the formula I feel like is even better than Anastasia because it doesn't have all of the fallout of the ABH palettes. I know that's kind of my one complaint with them, even though I think the formula is really good. At the same time, they're very well known for being really powdery and having a lot of fallout. And these don't do that, so they're absolutely amazing. I cannot get over the quality of these for $15. I also want to just quickly show you the look that I'm wearing today because that is from the Optimum palette. So just quickly, I'll tell you what shades I used. So I went in with this matte brown on my crease, and then I used this one right here, which is called Warrior. It's just a really gorgeous blue-green shade that's not bright like a teal, so that's why I like it. It's a little bit more subtle. And then I used this navy blue in the outer corner and kind of blended it back in towards the center. So I just used those three shades, but I love the way that this look came out. It's colorful, but at the same time, it's not super bright. So that's one thing that I really love about this palette in general, is just that you can play with color, but it's not overly bright like the Constellation one if you're a little bit more afraid of color like I am. And then the other day I also used the Unconditional Love palette. So I'll just quickly show you that look. And that one was just more of a peachy pink look. I really like the way that one came out as well. I thought it was really beautiful. So what I used for that one was this shade right here called Swipe. It's kind of like a rosy matte shade. And then I used First Date all over my lid. And then in the outer corner, I used this one called Cherish, which is kind of like a rosier brown. And so that was basically that whole look as well. Oh, I also popped Love on my lid a little bit, which just kind of in the center just to brighten it up a little bit. But I've just really enjoyed playing with these palettes. I think they're so good. I can't say enough good things about them. I bought all four of them and it worked out to $60. And for $60, you could get a high-end palette, but for the same price, you have a really high-end formula here and just about all the colors that you would need. So really impressed by these, and I think they're amazing. And then the second product I've absolutely been loving this month is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. This is in the shade 120, and I haven't used this in probably close to 10 years. I want to say I was in my early 30s when I used to use this back in the day, and I think that was before the matte and poreless version came out, so it was just the original Fit Me, and then when the matte and poreless version came out, they changed this one to say Dewy and Smooth. And at the time, I was younger, I didn't have a lot of imperfections in my skin, and I don't think I appreciated a really skin-like finish in a foundation. But once I tried this again now at 41, I'm blown away by how good this looks on my skin. It's just like, it doesn't have any shimmer to it, but it's dewy at the same time. So I don't like those foundations like the Flower Beauty one, for example, that has a little bit of shimmer to the formula, and it really tends to accentuate my pores and lines and wrinkles. This one doesn't do that. It just really looks like skin. It's so super natural, but it has really nice medium coverage as well. It covers everything that I need it to without going overboard, and I can build it up without it looking cakey. So I've just been absolutely obsessed with this all over again and really glad that I rediscovered it. The next product that I've been loving is one that you guys recommended to me when I was talking about a lip smoothing product that I was using in a past video, and this is the Sarah Happ Plump and Prime. And I think the people who mentioned this to me said that you saw it in an Emily Noel video, and I did end up purchasing it at Ulta before my vacation, and I've been using it every single day. This is basically like a primer for your lips. So it has kind of a primer-like feel, but when you apply it, it's almost like you're putting like an airbrushing filter over your lips. You can see it just kind of filling in and smoothing out all of those lip lines. It's kind of amazing, and it is a temporary thing, so after it wears off, your lips go back to looking normal. But I love wearing this just either before a video, I'll put this on and then I'll put lipstick over it, and my lipstick just goes on so smoothly. And then I also use it just before I go out of the house. Sometimes if I'm not wearing lipstick, I'll just put this on, and it just helps to make my lips look a little smoother. I don't notice any plumping action from it. It does say that it plumps your lips, but I think that's something that's supposed to happen over time. It doesn't have like that tingling sensation or anything like that. I think it contains peptides or something that like over the course of a few months is supposed to help plump up your lips, but I haven't been using it long enough to tell if it's doing anything like that. I just really love the smoothing aspects of it. I think it's really, really amazing. I'll show you before and after. So the before shot, you can see like I have a lot of lines in my lips, and then in the after shot, this was immediately after applying it. It just kind of smooths everything out, and like I said, it makes it look like you have a filter on your lips. So I think this is really awesome. It's a little bit pricey, but I think it really works. So when something really works, I don't mind paying a little bit extra for it. And then the fourth thing I've been reaching for just about every day is a skincare product, and this is the Ordinary's Glycolic Acid 7%. I got this at Sephora, and this huge bottle was like $7 or $8 or something like that, so it was a really good deal. And I bought this to see if it might be a dupe for the Pixie Glow Tonic, which has 5% glycolic acid, and I would say it's definitely similar to that, but unfortunately, just the extra 2% really kind of burns my skin a little bit. It's a little too strong for my face. So I was really disappointed because I have been using the Glow Tonic for a long time. So I thought that my skin would be able to tolerate a few percent more, but unfortunately it was just too strong. It was irritating my face. But I did find another use for this, and I've been using it for this purpose every single day. I put this on my legs when I get out of the shower. It gets rid of like the razor bumps. My knees have dry patches because I have such dry skin. So I've just been putting a few drops in my hand and smoothing it all over my legs. And it's just getting rid of like all the scaly dry skin, the dry patches on my knees and my heels. It's also getting rid of those little bumps that are on my thighs, which are so super annoying. And every scrub that I use, it just doesn't help them. So this has actually really been helping. And because the skin on my body is a little bit tougher than the skin on my face, it's not irritating it at all. So I put this on to smooth everything out and then put lotion on top of it, and it's just been amazing. So I found a really great use for this, and I'm glad that it's such a big bottle because even using it on a large portion of my body, like I've hardly used any of it, and I've been using it pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks. So I absolutely love when I can find another use for something. Oh, I forgot to mention, also this is great for the backs of your arms if you get those little bumps as well. Same type of thing. This will definitely help to smooth that out. I know a lot of you guys in the past have asked me like how to get rid of those little bumps on the backs of your arms. This right here will do it, and it's like $7 or $8, so I think it's amazing. And then the fifth and final product I want to talk about is something for hair, and this is the Palmer's Coconut Oil Formula Zero Break Shampoo and Conditioner. I have used these in the past. A couple years back, I discovered these and really loved them, and then I forgot all about it. I saw them at Target recently and repurchased them and completely fell in love with it all over again. So if you have really fragile hair that's prone to breaking, like if you bleach your hair like I do, if it's really fine, these are so amazing. So this shampoo is actually a cleansing oil shampoo, which is kind of unique. I don't know if you can see the texture of it in here, but it's really super different. So it's not oily feeling. It does actually do a good job at lathering up, but it's sulfate free. It doesn't have silicone in it, so it's not going to build up on your hair. But if you have really super dry hair like me that's chemically processed, a lot of times when like you're using shampoo in the shower, I don't know if this happens to you, but whenever I'm shampooing my hair, it always ends up feeling really dry and getting tangled. As I'm trying to work the shampoo into my hair, I feel like it's getting all knotted and tangled, and then the only thing that'll smooth it out is when I put the conditioner on. But when I'm using this, it has like this slippery feel to it, and as I'm working it through my hair does not get tangled or knotted. It actually feels like I'm working a conditioner through my hair, but it's a shampoo. Like, it's really strange, but it does a great job of smoothing out your hair before you even use the conditioner. And with the conditioner, this one has sweet almond, macadamia, jojoba, and avocado oil, so it's really hydrating and nourishing, but at the same time, it's not a super thick or heavy conditioner that's gonna weigh your hair down. So I found that it's just really helped to smooth out my ends and make my hair look really good without all of the weight. So, you know, my hair has like still movement and bounce, so I really love the combination of these two, and they're really inexpensive as well. So if you have dry or damaged hair, this is a great option to check out. I feel like the formula, especially of the shampoo, is really unique and something different and interesting. So I definitely would recommend giving these a try if you have dry hair or hair that is prone to breakage. Alright guys, so that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and also let me know down in the comments below if you've tried any of these products or if you're interested in trying them. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!